Today we're in Ilion, and we're at a home that's recently qualified for the EmPower program. The phase we're in right now is the audit phase, which is the phase where we collect all the data and identify whether or not the house really needs insulation or any other measures that might qualify in the program. And today with me is John. John is one of our EmPower project managers, and he's one that visits the home, assesses the home for its needs, identifies if there's safety issues, insulation needs, heating needs, and all those good things. So today, we're going to walk through the process of how he evaluates a home and what you might expect if you qualify for the EmPower program and have a project manager come see you. So John, when you first walk into somebody's house, what's the first thing that you do?
First thing, introduce myself, talk about what's gonna happen, do a little bit of paperwork. There's some small electrical reductions that we do, and then we make our way up into the attic. All right, so every attic hatch is gonna be a little bit different. This one, for instance, we have a ceiling that was built below the existing ceiling, so we kinda got a hidden hatch.
So John, when you get into the attic finally, what are you looking for?
We're looking for existing insulation, health and safety, any current problems that we can try and fix or mitigate, just an overall assessment.
So the next place that we come to in an assessment like this is the basement, right John?
Yes, that's correct. When we get down in the basement, we normally just take a look at everything. We want to just make sure it's safe, look at any existing insulation, any problems, leaks. We look at the heating system and your hot water system, make sure they're safe, test them, see if they're drafting correctly.
And you're collecting the efficiency information from them as
Correct,
well to get to
yeah.
the state. So we're going to look at the ductwork and the water lines, and in this case it's a boiler, so we don't have any ductwork. We're looking at water lines.
Yep. We're going to be looking at the hot water lines. Even sometimes they can run in very weird places, so have to make sure they're insulated so we don't have any issues.
So once the basement assessment is done, what's the next step in the audit?
If no health and safety concerns are found, then we start to do a blower door. What we're going to do is set up a frame, a false door with a fan in it. It's going to depressurize the house.
Where does that go?
That's going to go on any door that's leading to the exterior. One door covers the whole house, and it's going to show where our air leaks are in the house.
Okay, so essentially we have a big fan sucking a lot of air out of the house, putting the house under negative pressure, and any places that the air comes in naturally are going to be exaggerated from this fan, right?
And with that, we can use an infrared camera to see those exaggerated spots. They might be small holes, but small holes make a big difference.
Right. So John, now that we've collected all the data of the house, what's your next step?
So the next step from here is I sit down, kind of do a summary of what's going to happen next, what can be done to the house, what is possible, and what can't be.
Okay.
And from there, it kind of gives you a time frame, gives you an idea of what the program can do.
Okay. EmPower New York is a program that's provided by NYSERDA. That's New York State. The funding actually comes from the utility companies. When you open up your national grid bill, there's a charge called SBC charge. That stands for Special Benefits Charge. It's something that we all contribute every single month, and that's actually what funds these programs that help facilitate EmPower New York, Assisted Home Performance, which is a 50% program, the free energy audits that are available to all homeowners in New York State, and so many other research and development programs that NYSERDA hosts. EmPower New York is one of our most popular programs, and if you qualify by income, we learn when we come and do an energy audit if you qualify by the need of the house. And that's what we did today here with John. But John, if we find out that later on that EmPower will cover certain aspects of the house's needs but not others, tell me a little bit about this other program.
So the Assisted Home Performance is a sister program to EmPower, which covers up to $4,000 up to an $8,000 cap. So they will pay half of whatever you would like to do. It's more customer based, your choice on what needs to happen as far as.
Still has to have energy savings, still has to meet some criteria, but you get to select it if it meets the parameters that they're talking
Correct,
about. Right.
Yes.
And they'll pay for 50% up to $4,000 on a project. So if you have a $10,000 project, you're responsible for $6,000 and the state will pay for $4,000 of it.
Correct, yeah.
And these are things that you'll be able to identify during this audit, right?
Correct. In the audit, even if something will not go through EmPower, we will make a suggestion to say maybe it could go through the Assisted Home Performance. That way you know as soon as we leave what's going to happen.
Okay. So we're going to wait a few weeks, days? How long does it typically take?
About 3 to 4 weeks to get a good answer from the state,
Okay.
and then we would go from there.
Okay, so their answer is a work scope that they're going to say that they're approving that we can go forward and do, which is 100% free through the EmPower program.
Correct.
So then what happens? We give the customers a call.
Yep, once we get the approval, we'll be giving you a call, and then after everybody agrees with it, you know, the homeowner wants to do it, we send that over to scheduling, and we get you on the board and get you insulated.
And then after that, we actually come back and do this test again, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
after the fact, we're gonna have somebody come out and do a post-test. So everything I tested today, everything I looked at today, they're gonna make sure it was done correctly, everything's still safe, and there's quality assurance.
And another great part of these programs is that New York State is involved. So we have a third party that's going to be evaluating and watching over all the things that we do. We take pictures throughout the whole process. We submit that to the state of New York as well. And if there's ever a concern or question for you, you can always call the state to come in and do a third party inspection to ensure that all the things that the state was providing for free are given to you. We work hand in hand with them, but it is a third party, so it's a really nice quality control aspect to know what's going on in your house. And when we walk away when it's insulated, we can also tell you how much better the house is insulated, how much better it should be performing for you, and what you should expect in energy savings.